Hi there, guys. It's Esther, and welcome to my channel and to my quantum field. Every time when you listen to any knowledge or any information, you need to understand that you are allowed this information to enter to your quantum field. So, as always, I want to remind you, you absolutely must. It's your birthright for your soul here to question everything, and you need to take this information and to transform to your own wisdom. Very important. Today we're going to discuss about astrology. The astrology, as you know, it's very close to my heart, and therefore I'm going to tell the truth about the astrology, what actually I believe. Again, it's my belief. I'm not claiming this truth, it's ultimate truth for you, but this is definitely at this particular moment, it is ultimate truth for me. I want to talk to you about astrology, why it was created, how it's influenced your life, in the extreme, how it's important for you to understand in order for you really to experience true freedom. I strongly believe that without you overcome your natal chart to understand fully what does your chart mean for your current life cycle, without that you would never can truly experience true freedom, understand who you are on the level of this matrix, and your body is the avatar you receive for your soul to experience whatever you came to experience. This is not a conversation we're going to have, so therefore just buckle in, sit tight, have a nice glass of tea, coffee, or juice, whatever you prefer. I want you to really relax when I'm going to share with you this information, because my intention, then your, not just your mind, your soul, every inch of your body will be present while I'm going to tell you what I need to tell you. So we need to ask ourselves question: if astrology works so well, why it still keeps us trapped? Because astrology feels accurate because it is programmed, a system embedded into this matrix. Remember, in this matrix where we're in right now, even atoms, science, physics, molecules, everything works according to this matrix. It's not necessarily how it works in absolute level, in the complete, in the cosmic, but here in a reality, this is how it works. So it guides you. So what's really astrology was created for? In order to guide you, right? Not by freeing yourself to become free, but by really keeping you inside your own script, reinforcing you to program behavior and responses according to your chart. The more you believe your chart defines you, the less likely you are to override its influence and take control of your reality. I'm going to repeat again. Please listen. The more you believe that your birth natal chart defines you, the less likely you are to override its influence and take control of your reality, and therefore touch the DNA, true DNA of the freedom, which is your soul. You know, the deception of astrology, why it was created as a control system. Let's a little bit dive in, okay? Because the stars were mapped by ancient rulers, by priesthood, philosophers, most important, run by elites to control the population, not to liberate individualities, but control them and keep them really aligned with what they actually want you to do. Because the astrology categorizes and limits people into personality type, life path, and destinies, so to say, to keep you guys with the predictable cycles. Because most people are taught to follow astrology rather than command the stars, making them believe in the planets have power over them, which is us, instead of understanding the power actually within. You know, I think I was one of the first people who really was influenced by statements we receive from Torah, Old Testimonies, with regards to astrology. One of my teachers, who I really have tremendous respect for, he's not here in this dimension, anymore. His name, Rav Burke. While I don't support what Kabbalah Center represent as a group, the way how they run the whole thing, but the spirituality within extremely important to understand. So Rav Burke was one of the first people I remember was saying about the statement when Abraham, Abraham was one of the richest people. He was very educated, and he was considered shepherd, right, as well. And he has a huge lux, and he spent a lot of time with other shepherds under the sky at night. And the shepherds used to be one of the best astrologers. They actually used to pick up from very young age shepherds who used to really understand astrology on a soul level, you should know. So they already used to keep them and put them inside of the structure. So anyway, let's come back to what I wanted to tell you. When one of the nights when Abraham realized the Sarah, his wife, doesn't even have a place inside of her body womb to bear a child, he started, when he was count stars, he see, according to her astrological chart, she's not supposed to have a child, and he was ready to give up. So the voice came from the sky and told him, I'm not going to tell you in exact words, but I will tell you what at the time teacher, one of my teachers, Rav Burke, used to say, that when the voice came to Abraham, in the way he told him, stop, count the stars, start to move them. And this is the secret, which is not supposed to be secret. So basically, the Abraham was told, it's not about your natal chart, it's not about your destiny, it's about your transformation and taking over, and start to tell the creation, the stars, everything around you to work for you when you are like creator. You understand? So this is really, really important point for us. For those of you guys who listen to part of religious path, and it's your path, and I respect completely, but at least you need to ask a little bit deeper questions, not just to take the way how everything written, because everything was written to control us in this matrix, whatever you believe or not. But again, it's your right of your own path to come to conclusions you come in. So why you must study astrology still? It's important not to follow it, but to break free from it. You understand? Astrology is a blueprint of how you were programmed at birth, at the moment of your birth. It shows what controls you in your natal chart. If you don't understand the forces influence you, they will keep running your life for you. The real purpose of astrology is to reprogram your natal chart, override the planetary influences, and take full control of your incarnation. This is really, really important. It's like almost like one of the first steps. You really need to understand the essence of astrology, right? So again, if we're going to ask ourselves again questions, why astrology works so well, yet keep your traps. Astrology feels accurate because it is a program. You understand? This is really, really important for us, for all of us to understand. Very important. So how astrology was designed as a tool, right? You remember, like I told you, the oldest civilization used astrology to govern the empires, not to free souls. So the Babylonians and Egyptian priesthood knew the timing of events based on celestial alignments, gave them psychological power over the masses. So what they used to do, they used to teach people astrology, tell them how certain events influence us, and then they used to present them calendar with the whatever events happening. You understand? So this is how the control system always worked with astrology. Today, astrology is still used by secret societies and elites groups to influence world events, while keeping other people, us, depending on planetary cycles. Not us, I don't want to include myself into it, but I'm aware of that when it's influenced me as well. In other conversation we can have, if you decide to have a session with me, which is, I told you in my previous video, the only reason to have a session with me is for you to break through your natal chart and start real transformation with real homework. And when you believe, astrology dictates your life, you unknowingly participate in your own energetic enslavement. You understand? You enslaving yourself by allowing other forces take control and tell you directly where to go, when to love, when not to love, when to date, when to buy, when not to buy. We need to understand that. So you remember how we discussed in my first video about egregor? It's in Greece. It's actually right way to say egregor. So egregor, it's an identity. It's a very, very powerful energetical force which is created by group of people. I'm going to make a separate video which is dedicated only to egregors, but I do recommend for you guys to learn more and more about it. So the astrology is an egregor, a collective thought form fed by millions, no, I'm sorry, let me correct myself, by billions of people. They believe in its power. You understand? Let me repeat again. What is really astrology as an egregor form? It's a collective thought form. You understand? Now, when you study a little bit about quantum field, which is really in a nutshell, Zohar talks about Makif, surround light, the protective light and everything. But it's, the quantum field, it's the most powerful energetical force we have. Not the subjects, not even our body. It's actually what it's live in, the vessel of everything, the quantum field. You understand? So in quantum field, very, very powerful. He's picking up everything, how you think, how you behave, what intention you have, everything. Quantum field, we need to understand. If anybody told you then God watching you or any angels watching you, it's all about quantum field. You understand the creation as a creation, as a field, as a powerful machine, as a powerful soul, as a powerful, the most merciful, the most loving entity never will punish you for anything. You creating the energy around your quantum field, and you're getting exactly what you're creating. Make no mistake. So instead of acting now, let me just to come back again to the egregor. I feel like I really need to touch up on it. So every time you wait for the right transit, for example, the perfect moon phase, for your Saturn return to pass, your Venus to be in the alignment with a positive position, especially facing your moon or something, right? You are giving away your power to this egregor. Instead of acting in the now, align with the moment, with the power you have, the most powerful thing is the now. People stay entrapped in cycles of waiting for astrology to give them permission to move forward. So to break free, you must shift your perspective. Instead of waiting for the planets, learn how to bend them to your own will. This is who you are. The power was taken away from you from so much information to really taking away the most important thing you have. Now, astrology as a psychological tool, as a belief shapes of your behavior. It's how it's belief, how it shapes your behavior, right? The moment someone believes they are Leo, Scorpio, any other sign, they begin embodying those traits of character, the energetical force of the different sign, not because the stars dictated, but because the mind programs itself accordingly to the energy you're now connecting to. This is the power of belief programming. What you believe becomes your reality. Remember, one of my favorite statements from Zohar, it's Sof Maaseh b'machshava telah. Your thoughts create reality in a nutshell. It's not exact translation, but this is in English how you can understand, which is all about quantum field again. Astrology is a system that feeds itself. It keeps reinforcing behaviors that align with the chart, you understand, with your natal chart, making people less likely to break free from their conditioned patterns. Because we are robots. Remember, here in this reality, to be really free is almost impossible, including myself, but at least it's my wish. At least this is what I'm drive toward. So your natal chart is a reflection of how your mind was wired at birth, at the program, the agreement of pre-reincarnation, before you agree to come back here. You understand? You must actively rewire it to reclaim sovereignty over your own consciousness. I'm going to repeat again. You must actively rewire to reclaim sovereignty over your own consciousness. So the planetary influence deception, why we were told that planets rule over us, okay? So the planets do not control you. We need to understand that. They are not control you. They are energy currents. And like any current, they can be redirected and overrating. You understand? You can take over. The real deception is believing that external forces have power over your life instead of understanding that you are the greater force. When you learn to override your astrological programming, you no longer live under planetary influences. You begin it to use it is as a tool. You understand? You make it working for you, not against you, not to control you. So the mastery over natal chart means you must first understand it is mechanics, the structure, the mentality, the psychology of your chart. Then begin deprogramming and to rebuilding to your own terms. Very important to understand. Very important. Another concept about the chart. So the understanding your natal chart as a program, it's really, really one of the most important steps for your freedom. Because your natal chart is the map of your current incarnation assignment, not a prophecy of your future, like many of you think. It shows the challenges, strength, the cycles you were born into, but it does not dictate what happens to you next. Only you. Listen to me what I'm telling you. It shows the challenges, straight and cycles. Yes, it's a lot of there. When I'm, if any of you, my client, you know how I work. I'm diving really between even, cycles because I can see a little bit more beyond maybe other astrologers see. But I always use my psychic ability with the ethics, never to take any power of you, just to push you a little bit closer to who you really are so you can discover on your own. So remember, it does not dictate what happens next. You do. You can rewrite your chart by constantly shifting how you engage with its energy. The first step is deep self-exploration, knowing how each placement influence your through patterns and responses, how you respond to others, how you take information, what's really bothering you, what not make you sleep at night, why you don't connect to full picture, why you don't feel balance. Because remember, end of the day, if we're talking about the tree of life reality, the 10 sphirot, right? And we're talking about because we are still in the matrix, we need to understand how matrix work. We're talking about Sphira Tiferet, the center column energy. It's all about, in a nutshell, 3 things we came to accomplish, really. We need to understand the truth we came here. The other thing, Ahavat Chinam, unconditional love. And the third thing, it's to be balanced in the center core energy. So this is why one of the first steps is self-exploration. Really understanding your chart. Only then you can start dismantling, the reshaping your own chart. Therefore, to start in your new destiny. Isn't it wonderful? Think about it. This is completely different way to live. But first, you need to allow yourself to be empty, to remove things in order the new light can come inside, which is, I'm here to guide you, whatever you open, whatever you feel, you're ready for the next level. Now, out of body observation, seeing your chart from outside, not as an actor, you becoming your own movie director. When you learn to observe yourself as a soul, right? You observe yourself as a soul, you look at your body, this matrix, you look at how your body operates, what kind of instincts it has, right? Now, when you observe yourself as a soul rather than identified with your astrological traits, you gain the power to reprogram your reality, you understand? Because without you giving your permission, no Esther, no Sarah, No, not John. Nobody can help. I only can give you this information, and while I'm giving the information, my quantum field touching all your souls. This is my program. This is my wish here. Each video, I want really this information will touch your soul, therefore become wisdom for you. This is where the true liberation begins. The moment you stop being your chart and start commanded, you must track your pattern daily. Write it down. See what trigger you. See how your mind reacts to certain things and intervene where needed to reclaim authority, over your current incarnation. But it starts with your mind, definitely, which is, again, we can discuss specifically, directly connect to you. You understand? And I want to complete, just to conclude this video, to how to take over your chart and your reality, to start with simple steps, right? How to override planetary influence and break free tree, right? To break truly free. Stop identified, number one. So I'm going to give you right now a couple points. Number one, stop identified with the placement in your chart. Remember, you are not your sun, moon, or rising sign. You are soul. Recognize which patterns are running you and consciously choose new responses. Another thing, every time you act outside of your astrological program or in your normal behavior, which is you feel not serving you, you awaken the new power, the new energy, which is your quantum field gonna feel it. You understand? It's really important. You must become the architect of your mind, body, and therefore your soul will take over, and it's completely different existence. While we still live in this reality, this limited reality, which is in a way helping us for our soul to understand things from very uncomfortable placement, and not always really, when we agree to return here in this reality, I almost sure, this is my belief in this particular moment, all of us being really lied and misrepresented what's really where we're coming back again, and why the memory was taken away from us. Anytime, whoever called this place school, I'm sorry to tell you, it's total crap. Because when you go into school from one degree to another, nobody taking memory from you, right? You gain from what you hear. It's a completely different ball of game. So you need to really ask ourselves who benefit from it. Why? From all this pain and suffering, from all these hatreds for no reason, for all these religious, all these structures created not in order for us to, to bloom and to be happy. It's really constant destruction. But while we're already here and we're elevating ourselves, there's a big possibility you actually can be happy and fulfill and balance while you understand first that then you are in the matrix. Then you can be powerful. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your time. As always, I want to send you a lot of blessings, and then nothing more I can wish to all of us, the liberty of the soul. All the best.